Well, would you bloody believe it? It looks like it's finally dried off enough for ordinary service to be resumed. I've taken the granny hat tank bag cover off. There was even a tiny ray of sunshine there for a second as I was faffing around changing cameras over. What hasn't changed is I'm still absolutely saturated, soaked to the bone, freezing cold. But the roads are bone dry here, so let's hope I've got past that weather. That was 5 hours, 5 solid hours of continuous rain. There isn't a single part of me that isn't soaking wet. I had a bit of a moment with myself earlier on as I was riding away from the mountains. Well, what I imagine of the mountains. Just wished it all away. Wished it all to be done with. Look at that. Dalmatian by a sign of a Dalmatian. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Just wished it all to be finished with as I was looking at what should have been an amazing, majestic view of the Alps in my rearview mirror. And instead, all I could see was clouds. Just clouds. So I just rode through the Swiss Alps and didn't see them. Didn't see a single bit of them. The bit when I was at the top, I was in a cloud. I was actually in the cloud. And the bit when I was at the bottom, they were in the cloud. Go this way then, shall we? I'm now falling foul of my own planning in that I've come into Switzerland and Switzerland doesn't have the euro. They're still using their very own Swiss francs. I don't have any Swiss francs and I haven't seen a cash point yet. So I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. I may even need some fuel at some point, but the fact that I've been pottering along slightly slower than continental drift means that I'm 156 miles and apparently I still have half a tank petrol left. So I might just make it to Germany. I could really do with a hot drink. I could really not do with a bus and a tractor in front of me. Now the bus is going to overtake the tractor and he's going to take a month about it. Yoink! Soaking wet. I am wetter than a gynecologist's pencil. Well, I guess it's a step up from the McDonald's, so it'll do. Bollocks, this isn't a park space at all. See you in half an hour when I've got my belly full of hot shit. I'll let my gloves dry out on the engine as well. Bis später. Going for a coffee for 5 minutes and it starts raining. I was going to have some food in there. It's 15 Swiss francs for a Big Whopper meal. Big Whopper? For a Mac King. 15 Swiss francs for a Whopper meal. I don't want to go that way. Anyway, Jesus, spit it out. 15 Swiss francs for a Whopper meal. And you're probably thinking, well, that's just a crazy exchange rate. Try €1 equals 1.1 Swiss francs. That's right. So it's basically 14 euros for a meal. How sick is that? I can't go that way. That's the motorway. Shit. I can't go on the motorway because I didn't buy a motorway vignette because it's 30 euros and that's whether you have it for 1 day or a full year. It's just 30 euros. That's it. So I just thought, screw that, we'll just stay off the motorway. But it does mean this is a very slow process now. But 30 euros for 1 day seemed a bit steep to me. But the upshot of that little sojourn is that I'm still really hungry. I'm a little bit warmer thanks to the coffee. I got a little bit of warmth out of the heating in there. My gloves are, well, they're just hot and wet now from being tucked up with the engine. But I kind of panicked and jumped back on the bike again because look what's sweeping over this way. Look at that. Looks like it caught up with me. It's like I'm running from the long arm of the law. Except the long arm of the law is the wet ass of the weather. But just to give you an idea of how slow it is trying to get across country without using the motorways here, I've got 96 kilometers to go and it says it's going to take me just shy of 2 hours. So even the most mathematically challenged among you will be able to do a quick basic rough sum that's an average of about 50 kilometers per hour, which is 30 miles an hour. That's rubbish. Though the wind at 30 miles an hour is a lot less chilling than at 60. I was really rather hoping for excuse me, for at least a half an hour of sunshine, just to try and warm me off a little bit. I was originally planning to camp in the Schwarzwald as well this evening. Look at that water, that is just, it's a raging torrent, I tell you. Yes, camping in the Schwarzwald. I just really don't think that's going to happen now, because I'm going to rock up there already wet. You know, how am I supposed to get warm in a tiny little tent, let alone dry off my clothes ready for tomorrow's ride, which should now hopefully be the last leg of this entire journey. Well, we are now on Road 1, the first road ever made by mankind, which stretches all the way from unknown town to nondescript border crossing. Oh look, it's raining! Oh, I'm so happy! I do love it when it rains. I cannot believe I've found yet more rain. Can you please just f*** the f***ing hell f***ing off? And look, it goes as far as the eye can see. What a joy! So bloody wet. As I was sat in Burger King having my coffee, I was steaming. And thanks to the gloves being wet for so long, my hands are now entirely blue. They're not even like a little bit blue, they're dark blue. So with this jacket, I just look like a 6-foot minion with blue hands, steaming in red leather. Did get some looks, I can tell you. What pretty houses though. Aren't they lovely? Big fan. How can it just keep on raining? This is more rain than I've ever seen in my life. And I come from the UK, where it rains 98% of the time. It's not even just a little drizzle either. This is properly shitting it down. Bloody hell, sunlight. Actual sunlight. Didn't last very long, did it? So this is the 24 to Frick. Ah, this is the Hoe rental tunnel. Effingen Frick. Willkommen in Frick. When anybody does anything here, they do it for Frick's sake. The air is almost warm. I don't want to say it though, I don't want to spout some cod shit about having left the weather behind me, because I've done that 4 or 5 times already. And then shown myself to be completely wide of the mark. Enjoyed that little spurt. Almost warmed up a bit from that. A little bit of jumping about on the bike. When I say it almost warmed up, I just started to shiver a little bit less. Look at that. There it is. The sign for Deutschland. And those white fluffy clouds. Those harmless, friendly, soft, joyful, cuddly, fluffy clouds. So here we are, peeps, crossing over the Rhine. Look how high the banks are. Again, the trees are dragging in the water. Oh. That was smooth, but he was nice enough about it. Great moustache. Absolutely great moustache. That is a very swollen river. Come on, son, you can do it. Poke it out, mate. 3Ks to Burger King. McDonald's 2. Which one's going to win? Which one is going to win? Because whichever one pops up first, that's what I'm having. And I'm going to smash its back doors in. Because I am hungry. Burger King is the winner. How do I get over there? It's the other side of the sodding train tracks. Now I've got traffic and I'm going in the wrong direction. Forget this. So that's how I get over there. Flyover, oddly enough. Woo! It says drive in, but they better have a normal one as well, otherwise there will be carnage. I shall lay waste to their foundations. Oh, no, car park there. And then the sun comes out while I'm going to be inside. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to get some food, figure out where I'm going to sleep tonight. I don't think it's going to be a very long way from here. See you in a minute. Well, that was interesting. I was hoping to warm up in that Burger King there, but they've got the air conditioning on, so I actually ended up sitting outside. Ridiculous. I was also hoping to stay in the guest house attached to the campsite that I was originally going to go to, because I'm soaking wet. But sadly, it looks as though that's not going to happen either, because the old lady who runs it says it's too much trouble for one guest for one night. So she has a minimum 3-night stay policy. All wonderful news. So what's going to happen now is we're going to do the old-fashioned, let's go to the campsite and hope I'm dry by the time I get there, because the sun is popping out every now and again and I'm considerably warmer after a coffee and a burger. And if I see something better on the way, I'll take that instead. So let's see how that pans out. After the few days I've had, I know that I'm putting a lot of what's going to happen tonight on hope, but we will wait and see. Sadly, that's the best I can do. First off, I need to go and find the A500 again. Oh, look at that! 500! What a bonus! That was easy. It is only about an hour away, luckily, so should at the very least be able to get there and get set up before dark. The phone very usefully has conked out, so really hoping that this is actually the 500 that I'm on now, because I have no way of checking. Now this is one part of the original plan that I've managed to salvage. The B500 runs all the way through the Schwarzwald, and me and the Binkelhofer we're going to pick it up at a place called Titisee, and then follow it all the way through the Schwarzwald to Baden-Baden. Baden-Baden. Now because I've crossed the border in a different place, I get to ride this road pretty much from one end to the very other, and what I'm led to believe is true. This is the road to ride through the Schwarzwald. Okay, fuel lights on, so really should have got some petrol when I was in Wandschut. I had 227 miles on the clock there before I reset it. So bearing in mind I have before achieved 55 miles on the fuel light, that's 283 miles to the tank. So I said it earlier, the rain does do some good. Improves fuel economy no end. Get out from behind there, come on! Good to see you, pal. Where have you been? Could go and check that place out. Would be very nice just to stop now before I get back into that again. Let's go for UE number 437. I think that means it's shut today. Let's find out. Apparently that doesn't mean that they're closed, but despite the empty car park and the lack of any activity, apparently all rooms are booked. Smells fishy to me. Lovely Trojan horse though. How queer. Oh look, there's the rain. Brilliant. So I don't find somewhere, I'm in for the most uncomfortable night of my life. Empty car park. You want to get on your own side of the road, mate? That's a junction there, you dickhead. I do believe this is titties-y. I don't think we'll see any titties here. Nice warm titties, imagine that. Just falling into a big vat of warm boobies. Maybe they're wishing they never bothered. 30 miles on empty, so I think I'm going to call in here and find myself some fuelium. What the f***? What? That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. I want to go in there. I haven't got enough fuel for this kind of f***ing about. Try and do something to get some fuel and end up using some more. I think I'm going to give it all up. I'm just going to give it up. Take up crochet or something. Where the f*** am I going? I need a petrol station right bloody now. I've got 18 litres in there that I was worrying about. Still 2 left in the tank. But it's another 18 litres. Total distance now of 3,163.7 miles. So enjoy my fuel economy numbers while I put my tank bag back together and try not to panic about having nowhere to sleep this evening while it rains. That's fuel taken care of. I'll try and find somewhere to stay while I'm here as well. See you shortly. Well, that was quick. Had a hot chocolate. Went on booking.com, who I grow to rely on more and more all the time, and just booked a room in the cheapest guest house in the town I'm currently in, because the clouds are coming down, the sun is disappearing sharply, it's getting colder by the second, and I just want to have a beer, go to bed. So let's get on with it. No entry except for the guest houses, so luckily we're in luck. Luckily we're in luck. Oh, gear changing, powers of reason, language, all out the window. Ease up a little bit, it would be a shame to kill myself 800 metres from my home for the evening. Who the bloody hell have they got in to do these roadworks? Hello there! I see your driveway needs paving. Would you like me to do that for you? Hotel Schwarzwald Gasthof zur Traube. That's my place. That's home for the evening. Right, this is it. Home for the night. I would stand and chat, but I'm freaking freezing, so laters, y'all.